Hi guys and welcome to Gary G Gaming and to this review of Call of Duty World War II. So guys, I haven't done a review for a long time because I wanted to do a review like Angry Joe does, but that is not possible. The green screen I had to remove because I made my living room a gym, half of it. So that's no longer possible. I just need more space for something crazy like that. And I have 4 channels, guys. So a review is better than no review. So let's begin here. Call of Duty, guys, is Call of Duty. And I posted my walkthrough from start to finish here on the channel so you can see my experience with the game directly even. First I'm gonna start with graphics. So graphics I have to compare with Battlefield because, you know, Battlefield is always the #1 thing to compare Call of Duty to. And Battlefield has a lot better graphics, a lot more polished, textures from close and afar, and overall realism of the engine that Battlefield 1 uses. It's a lot better and it's a lot more optimized than what we see here for Call of Duty. So the engine of Call of Duty, guys, sucks big time. You see great graphics on the characters, you know, great graphics on the cutscenes, but total lack of color and bad textures. And I played the game almost maxed out, so all the textures were looking like I was playing the game on low, super low. I mean, a setting that doesn't even exist. That's how the textures of different things like walls and metal, you know, the tanks for instance, looked pretty smudged. Gameplay, guys, what to tell ya, it felt like a console because I'm playing on the PC, and it felt like somebody is holding my mouse and I couldn't quite point intuitively and naturally like I usually will when I'm playing an FPS game on the PC. It just felt that I'm playing this on the PS4 with the joystick. Of course the aiming was better because I am using the mouse, but very awkward and it didn't feel good at all. As for the shooting impact was not as good as Battlefield 1. Again, I have to compare, guys, because it's the closest thing. You know, those two games are competitors. So the aiming in Battlefield 1 and what you can experience also in Star Wars Battlefront is very awesome and very impactful. You can feel the hit, you know, of every bullet, or in this case with Star Wars, every laser. You can feel the impact. You get the very cool overall feeling and feedback of every weapon that you shoot. It's just awesome. But in Call of Duty, it's not exactly like that. Previous Call of Duty, I hated it. I didn't feel the story. It wasn't optimized at all. It ran like crap on my PC. It was terrible. And I just quit playing it because, I mean, it didn't draw me to play it. It didn't pique my interest in any aspect. And especially the shooting was so weak. I felt like I was shooting with blanks in the previous game. Now, in this game, is better, but it's not on the level of Battlefield 1. Nor at the level of Battlefront, you know, Star Wars. As for the moving of the character and everything, it felt a bit awkward once again, didn't feel very natural. And the whole thing with the health packs, how you had to find health packs to regenerate your health and your health didn't regenerate on its own, that really sucked. And at normal the game was very difficult and I was dying a lot of times. In the beginning of my gameplay I was doing pretty good, but then I hit one point of the game that was getting very frustrating, so I had to turn it down, I mean the difficulty level, so I can play it like, you know, normal usually feels like. That was another thing. The gameplay itself and where you could go and what you can do was for the most part extremely scripted. I mean, so scripted, you can only do certain things, and at some points the game pointed me to a place that I had to be and to take a grenade launcher, for instance, and shoot it in a particular building, but where the game wanted me to go was actually getting me killed a lot of times. So I just had to change strategy, go to more secluded place where I can shoot from something like a cover, although the game don't actually has a good cover system. So what the game made me to do and point me to go It was the worst thing. I was getting killed all the time, and when I decided to change things up, to try something a bit different, I somehow managed to get through that level, which was great, but it was very odd that the game was constructed this way and it was making me do these things. So extremely scripted at most of the levels of the game. Only do certain things so I can get to certain cutscenes, and you have to do them a certain way, just like in a mobile game, you can say. So that aspect of Call of Duty, especially in 2017, I think it's totally dated and it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. And the places where you drive a jeep, that was very fun for me. I enjoyed the driving itself, but again, it's so scripted that it's almost automatic. Accelerate. Oh, I'm driving, it's wonderful. Wow, it's pretty fast. Wow, am I playing Need for Speed here? That's great, actually. Love it. Uh-oh. Oh, what the heck? What the freaking... Where am I supposed to go? I hate scripted roads. Okay, left, he said. That's right. Okay. Just gonna follow the other jeep. Okay. Keep going. What? Oh yeah! Oh! I don't know where to go now. I'm just going by instinct. Not that I have much of a choice, but I have to decide fast. It's too freaking quick. Wow, this was a race. I totally won over that jeep. So overall, guys, the gameplay was very controlled, so to speak. And the reloading was so often. I hated everything about the reloading. Just never seen a game that you have to reload so often. I never. You just shoot like 5 bullets max, you can say, depending on the weapon. And immediately reload. 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 That is how it was. And it was so frustrating. You can't imagine how frustrating that is. That was so often. It's crazy. The story was I didn't care about most of it. I did like some characters, like that guy that was my buddy in the game that I have to save at the end of the game. I really felt for him and what he went through. Other than that, the story was not very good at all, and it was forced. You see a scene with the dog and you as the main character, and something with his brother, then you see how he's talking to his brother, then you find out that it's a memory. All of that, I mean, it's cliche, it's a story all this time, but it's just not told in the way that you can invest emotionally in it. But the acting performances and the actors that they picked to play those roles, although, like I said, nothing really hit me inside, they were all very good performances, and the motion capture was also very good. So yeah, I was impressed with how the other characters' models looked like, as far as that is possible. Now, overall feeling of the game. So compared to the other Call of Duties, I don't know, guys. I mean, I enjoyed it to the point where I really wanted to finish it, but at the end it felt like a chore. I just wanted the game to end. I didn't want it to play it anymore. I mean, I wanted to finish it. I was determined to go through everybody and just finished it. But it was so, you know, scripted. The whole process of playing the game just feels like so automatic that there was nothing there for me that I want in a game, pretty much. I wasn't like super bored, but it really felt like a chore. And sometimes I just didn't understand why I was dying. You just don't see where you're getting shot at, like a simulation that you're going through. But the rules of that simulation are very, you know, restricted, are very well defined, and at the same time they're not. So you can get away with some things and with some you can't. Whatever way you get through a particular level, you always feel like you almost played nothing and everything was automatic. It's a long story, guys, but I hope that you get my meaning. And I didn't really play much of the multiplayer, but it was instant death Like always, you don't really get a chance to breathe much like all of the Call of Duty, so I just don't enjoy that element of the game. Sometimes I'm a lot better, but you have to have more durability. Instantly dying, all you see is just splash of red, blood on the screen. It just sucks. I mean, it's not a very good game experience overall, and there's a lot of other multiplayers where you have a lot more life and hits before you die, so you do feel that you have a chance a lot more. So guys, that is it, my review of Call of Duty World War II. And as a score that I have to give, I would say that it's a definite 6 out of 10. And that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. As you know, games are very subjective. That is how I feel about the game. So please, when you share your thoughts, please be respectful. You can check out my Twitch streams, links to Twitch down below, and my other channels if you want to support me, PayPal, t-shirt store, and all of that. And until next time with me, Gary G Gaming.